morning. Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. This is episode 107 and we're here in Southwest Florida waiting on the sun to rise over the building and the trees to the east. And this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. It's a nice mild morning here, not too cold, not too windy, little overcast. And I brought some stuff to work on this morning. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me. If you're crafting this morning, please let me know what you're working on. I have a little show and tell this morning, and I have a project to show you that I'm working on. And I brought some bags that I've been leaving in the car for a while, so I thought I could get a nice reminder of projects that are in process and maybe get inspired to bring them back off the back burner and show them to all of you as well. DJ's working on the mesh berry top. That's great. Cindy's working on the toe of a sock. Great. Did I mention that I am shopping a sock yarn possibly to bring into my yarn collection? Thank you, Annie. Annie likes my top. Thank you. Oh, Anais lives in Arcadia, Florida. I can't remember where that is, but I don't think it's that far from here. I think that's, is that inland but south Florida? KB's working on socks. Cindy loves socks. Cool. Hi, Terry. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. Last week, I talked about a motif cardigan, and I even tried it on a little willy-nilly here on Yarn on the Beach. And when I saw the reflection of it in the camera, I was not happy. And I remember saying, well, I guess it can be sized for a different model. Annie wants to know if my top can be worn with jeans. It sure can, but you're asking the wrong person because I think everything can be worn with jeans. I have black jeans on this morning and this little top, but or maybe she's talking about this one, who knows. So anyway, I looked at it in the reflection and I was like, that doesn't look good. And I was like, well, maybe it'll be for another model and blah, blah, blah. And then I was thinking, you know what, I've been so excited about this top, and not only did I want to use it as a sample in an upcoming publication, but I really wanted to wear this like all the time. Linen is a really special fiber to me, and I love the way it gets softer the more you wear it, and I knew this was going to be a staple in my wardrobe, and so I was really disappointed that it was too big for me. So I set it down on the couch Saturday and I said, you know, it wouldn't be that much work to take them all apart, because I hadn't woven in the ends yet, undo the last round of each one and join them back together. And I thought, okay, challenge on, let's see what you can do. And I thought, okay, what am I going to put on? I need something that's uplifting, inspiring, entertaining, and will push me through. And this was pretty late Saturday evening that I decided to do this. And so I found the Hallmark Channel, which is always my go-to for uplifting, inspirational, and entertaining. And they had a marathon of love stories on. I thought, perfect. And I took all the motifs apart. Some of them were easier than others, and whatever, it is what it is. Unraveled the last round and figured out a new way to join them with one less round. And the real beauty of it was that I got a much better understanding of how many different ways I can talk about sizing in this project. And wait till you see what I mean. This is going to be mind-blowing when you realize how versatile motifs are for sizing projects. But we'll save that for when the book or pattern comes out, because I haven't decided what I'm doing with it yet. So I've only got it in the 3 pieces so far, the back and the 2 fronts, or the back and the 2 fronts, because I figured, why not be efficient for this project and save the hardest joining motifs for the video. So I normally wait and do the video until after the project is done so that I don't use up too much space on my phone or have too many projects in process on my computer, but it actually ends up being inefficient because then I have to redo stuff out to buff. I've never figured that out efficiently yet. However, so I'm going to show you now. This is the back, but I'll show it on my front. So there's the back, missing the two shoulder motifs here, because as we join the backs and the fronts, okay, which way does this go? Okay, so here's a front. So if you match up the front and the back, notice there'll be two more motifs here, and there'll be one motif here that joins in the side. So in order to really show the hardest joining motifs, it made more sense to leave those off so that I can show them on video. I mean, most people know how to join one-sided join, two-sided join, and I'll still show that too, but the real beauty of this tutorial is going to be showing you how to join the tough ones so that you can do, oh my God, I am just so in love with this. Would you believe that the motif is here? That's the center of the motif, and so these circles you see are actually the corner joins. Is that awesome or what? And these are joined on the diagonal. And so we have the square motifs, and then we have the triangle motifs. Triangle motifs are here. So we've got triangle motifs to keep a lower edge and the top edge. And then I can show you, here's one of the fronts. So the front will go like this. And there's the flat part, and then we're missing one here and missing two here. Show that up close. So I have all the ends woven in now on this piece. So busy weekend. Not only did I unravel all of them, join them all back together, I wove in the ends on the back and one of the fronts. And so for this morning, I brought this one to weave in loose ends on. And then here are the final 6 motifs that I'll join on camera. And because it is much smaller, I'll have the opportunity now to add an edging to it. And then I have to decide if I'm going to want to put one button here, or buttons down here, or no buttons. Haven't decided yet. But, oh, and I found another supplier of dresses and tops and things that has a better size range, so can't wait to share that with you guys later this week. I'm going to weave in, I weave in the ends as I go because I find that it's less distracting on video also. So before I start the video tutorial, I'll have all the ends woven in on the joined ones. Obviously not on the ones I'm joining, but I think it keeps the focus on where it needs to be that way. Oh, I'm so sorry I'm missing the comments, but thank you all. And if it's a question and it's important to you, please feel welcome to repeat it because, I have my, so if we have time, I'll start weaving in the ends on that. But maybe I should show one just to give you a quick tutorial too. Because weaving in loose ends can be kind of tough. Can't wait to show you guys the sizing on this. I have come up with a couple of things in my brain that's going to be so awesome about sizing this project, where I believe you could size it for, after what I show you in this project, I believe you'll be able to size it for anything from a newborn to any size person ever. Just, it's one, that's all I'll say. But I'm excited to show you. Lily's working on a dress. Great, that's awesome. Okay, some projects are not as easy as others for weaving in loose ends. Like, you know, when something has lots of stitches all worked in the same spot like this, that's kind of easy, right? You can go back and forth around the bunches of stitches, like working around the ring in the center. Real easy to weave in those loose ends because you can work it back and forth around there. Now, when you're weaving in loose ends at the edge of a chain and the edge of some singular stitches, yes, Angelina, this is crochet. It's a little tougher to weave in your loose ends, and especially with a linen yarn like this, it's not going to have that fuzzy texture of a wool or another type of softer fiber it's going to be less forgiving about where you go in and out of your stitches. So what I suggest is really taking advantage of all those bumps within the stitch. See all those bumps? So we're going to go into each individual bump of the stitch and try to make sure that you go, I'm going to see, is that going to show up? Maybe a little bit. So we're going to go back and forth into each of the bumps of the stitch. Just each individual thread that has a different change of direction, and then also change direction as you go. So it's going to take a little while to do this, but the more effort and patience you give weaving in loose ends, the better your project is going to stay secure for the lifetime of the project. So if you're giving it as a gift, you want it to be an heirloom, you want to wear it for the rest of your life, which is how I feel about this cardigan. I want to make sure I'm taking the time and the energy to weave in multiple directions for as long as possible so that that little end is not going to come back out. And I'm sorry if this isn't showing up well on camera. It will look much better when I do a proper tutorial. Just kind of like giving you the gist of it sometimes in the morning. Okay, so we've gone back and forth in multiple directions many times on that, so I feel confident snipping it. And that end is done. You're welcome, Heather. I have another PT appointment to go to with Marlon in the middle of the day today, so that will be fantastic side work while I'm waiting in the waiting room. The cardigan would look good in any fiber. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't look good in merino. Elizabeth's working on the Brooklyn shawl. Wonderful. Okay, so time for my show and tell. And this is something, I was cleaning out Marlon's room this weekend. Sometimes kids need a little bit of help in cleaning out their rooms, right? And I was going through some stuff, seeing what, and today's garbage day, so it's always a good day to, the day before garbage day is always a good day to go around and see what can be cleaned up, what can go to Goodwill or charity, what can go in the garbage, and that sort of thing. And so as I was doing that, I came across this blanket. And this, I'm going to show you up close. This is one of the first blankets that I ever made him while we were living in Israel. And when I was first just trying to figure out how to knit and crochet, and unfortunately we had to move quickly and under duress and with very little belongings. So when we left Israel, we left with one suitcase full of clothes, baby toys, and my crochet hooks and knitting needles. And so I was very limited in how many of his handmade crochet and knit layette sets, sweaters, and blankets I could bring. So this is one of the very few blankets that I brought with me. And I justified it because he was going to need it on the airplane and all that good stuff. He was 22 months. And so this is one of the few that I actually still have from my first years knitting and crocheting. And being self-taught, I find it so hilarious to look at this now, because not only do I like the stitch pattern, but I find that I have no idea what the heck I was doing here. If you look closely, not sure what those stitches are in the shells. They're not quite half double crochets, they're not quite double crochets. And if you notice, I did everything through the back loop. Is that the front or the back? No, it's the back. Here's the front. I did everything through the back loop because I didn't know any better and what have you. I still like working through the back loop only sometimes. And then I did the whole blanket in strips and then sewed them together afterwards. So I did the blocks, like just changing color in row to create the blocks. And then each of these blocks was crocheted separately, sewn together down there, and then an edging done around the whole thing. thought about, could possibly do a tutorial on that. But I'll have to figure out what hybrid stitch I made up in my head that day, or for that project. Isn't that funny? It's possible it's a real loose single crochet. Maybe it's even like an extended single crochet, because it's definitely longer than a single crochet. But then maybe it's just loose. Anyway, it's cute, and I think I would love to share it with all of you. Yeah, this was a long time ago. I might have made this while I was still pregnant with him even, so that might have been 16 years ago. And it's so funny that we were just talking about weaving in loose ends. I clearly did not have any idea about weaving in loose ends back then, because I have a couple that are just sticking out like that. A couple that are woven in. I didn't even look closely at it last night when I found it. I just threw it in the washing machine, pulled it out of the dryer, and threw it right in my bag to show all of you this morning. It is soft and squishy, Sherry. I'm definitely going to pay closer attention to it and write up a story and a tutorial for it, because I think it actually makes a beautiful baby blanket. And since I've been getting so many requests for baby sweaters lately, maybe I'll apply the stitch pattern to making a baby sweater and hat as well. It seems like I've had a flood of requests for baby sweaters lately. We'll show it up close one more time. Yeah, it's single crochet. It's some variation of single crochet. Lily, I can't quite understand your question, but my son is the reason I started crocheting and knitting. I was pregnant with him and living overseas, and I felt compelled to learn how to knit and crochet to make him baby stuff. So I started while I was pregnant and alone and living overseas. Well, I wasn't alone, I was married, but I was alone in my marriage over there. So that's my show and tell this morning. And I think it's not half double crochet. I think it's a really, really loose single crochet. Oh, this is just an acrylic yarn. Just a baby weight acrylic yarn. Nothing fancy. Good morning, Donna. Yeah, nothing fancy here. Just a baby weight acrylic yarn. Or, yeah, a baby acrylic yarn. That's okay, Teresa. That's the beauty of recording it. You can go back and watch the podcast later, too. Okay, so what else has been sitting in my car half done for the last couple of months? Or weeks, or however long it's been there. So I've got my Yarn on the Beach tote bag this morning. You remember this one, right? It matches my Yarn on the Beach travel mug, which has jasmine green tea this morning. Beatrice, I've shared my story on and off over the years. Haven't told the whole shebang in a long time, but one of these days. Oh, I've got the Tender Celeste shawl in here, which I have not worn in a while. This is in Be So Tender yarn, which I have new colors of Be So Tender in my shop. You may have seen them. It's the new colors are called Lagoon, Cobalt, and Ultraviolet. I have the Kimmy top in here in Be So Sporty yarn in Passionate Plum. One of my favorite tops to wear. A notebook. These are always good to have. And some swatching yarn, probably from doing tutorials here at the beach sometimes. Alright, so I've gone through that bag. Let's see what other bags I pulled from the car. Got this is another bag from my Redbubble shop. Oh, Alice, you know, I don't play piano or guitar in front of anybody. I like to sing when I play, and I just don't share that with anybody. Maybe one day, but I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. Oh, here's some more samples I must have brought on a cold day. This is the Vala knit shawl. But this is done in Be So Brave yarn, but it would be beautiful in any of my yarns. Imagine this in two colors of Be So Sporty or Be So Fine or even Be So Lush. This would be absolutely gorgeous to see that stripe, vertical stripe versus the horizontal stripe. Like in a coral and a pink or a turquoise and a purple. You could do some really fun stuff with this. Oh, this is a bag of stuff from when it was cold out in the winter. This is the Huckleberry Cowl, also in Brave. Oh, the Delta hat in Be So Bold yarn. Remember this one? You know what was cool is a lot of people made this into a cowl after I taught how to do the hat. And I think the cowl was really beautiful. Years ago, I did this stitch pattern in a dress, and oh my God, was it gorgeous. Still would, never did publish the pattern, so still would love to do that. Oh, Teresa saw my towel at Costco yesterday. Here's another one of my simple, but gosh, timeless Mobius projects. This is a one ball project in Be So Sporty, done through half double crochet through the back loop. So easy to wear. You could wear this, gosh, over anything, any time of year, almost like a chunky, it almost feels just like a chunky necklace to wear. I think this one is so fun to wear over anything. Oh, here's one in Be So Sporty yarn. I don't think this one is published yet. Probably need to publish this one. This is in some colors that I hand dyed a few years ago. I must have missed a bunch of stuff. I wasn't paying attention, sorry. So this is a longer cowl, but done in Be So Sporty yarn. Oh, and here's a version of a Be So Tender basket weave hat. Yes, this does match the golf colors, doesn't it? Actually, this one kind of matches the sky today, too. What else? Oh, and one of the messy bun hats. Remember this one that I made this winter? I actually put a ponytail holder in the top so it would stay in place. This is a really pretty stitch pattern too, which I think would be beautiful to use in other projects as well. It's almost like a 4-petal flower. Edna wants me to put up a picture in the group. I'm missing half that conversation, so if you want to repeat it or send it to me elsewhere, that's fine. Good morning, Brandy. Thanks for joining. The waves are nice and loud today. And I have one more bag here. Let's see what's in this one. Oh, I've got the Celebration poncho in this bag. And a crochet hook. And here's the Celebration poncho. This one's in Sangria colorway of Be So Fine yarn. This one's been in the car all this time. What else do I have in here? Oh, I still have the lucette from when I was showing how to lucette from Jennifer Hansen's new book. And I think this might be the leftover yarn from making one of my mandalas. I guess it's time to clean all this stuff out, huh? And what else? That's all the mystery bags that I had in the car today. And then I always keep a copy of Motif Magic in the car, but I keep it preserved in a box so that it stays nice and fresh for showing it to people. You missed what one, Sandra? Oh, and then I have some handkerchiefs. I thought I had bandanas in the car too. I must have brought them in the house already. I have red bandanas for a new project. and these pretty little embroidered band handkerchiefs for a new project as well. Isn't that adorable? Can you see that? Yeah, the water and beach are gorgeous today. I know they're gorgeous every day, but you know, it's just, the colors are really, really unusually pretty today. For an overcast day, you can see turquoise and blue. I'm not familiar with Salem stitch. I'm not sure what you mean. Cheryl, I think, is working on this one. Yeah, this one's not hard, is it? Once you get going, it's really quite easy. Eleni, I've done some styling videos for this poncho too. You can wear it in a number of ways. It's big enough that you can belt it like through here. Oh, Solomon Love Knot. I don't have any current tutorials on that, but that is a fun stitch pattern. You can also turn it to the side where it's longer down the arms and shorter in the front and back. I think that's also cute. So, and then you can also tie these corners together. Might even be able to tie them, yeah, we can just tie them like this. On the thinner yarns, you do have some flexibility with just tying the yarn instead of having to find ties or find buttons and all that stuff. Sometimes with the thinner yarns, you can just tie the fabric itself. I have a vest pattern that is styled that way. See that? So now it's just tied, and it's not like what you would wear over this top, right? But I think you can get the gist of it. It almost looks like a bat wing top this way. Super, super cute. But I would wear it over a monochromatic look underneath, whether it was khaki pants and a khaki colored tank top, or white shorts, white jeans, and a white tank top. Maybe all black too. All black would be pretty. I think navy would also be pretty under here, which is my excuse to wear jeans. Sandra, it's in an older Yarn on the Beach, I believe, that I did the Lucette. I do not recall which one right now. Edna, share crochet pics of project. I don't know which one you mean. Thank you, Adriac. It's a really simple project to make too. I have video tutorials for it. The pattern is on my website. The yarn is on my website. This is Be So Fine fingering weight bamboo yarn. Really beautiful stuff. All right, well, we are almost out of time. So why don't we take this last minute to look out on this view and soak in this magnificent, good morning, this magnificent view and the sound of those crashing waves. And let's set our intentions for the day. Those waves are crashing so beautifully right in front of us, almost like a domino effect, how they're just rolling this way. So mesmerizing. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy Monday to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the view. I hope you enjoyed the sound of the waves. Hope you enjoyed my little show. What was I going to say? Show and tell is what I meant to say. Hope you enjoyed chatting with me and everybody else. If you like Yarn on the Beach podcast, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell so you can be notified and join me live 6 days a week. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to follow me in other forms of social media or find out where to find my products and my tutorials, all the links are in the video description below. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.